I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through. I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go. The only thing that I know, you were my gravity, but now I had to leave. I will let you go. Why do you think that I want? Why do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity. 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 I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not.
Warning: the Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here as we get set for the penultimate weekend of the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series, as well as the Duracell Ultra Lite Series, as we are set for pole day qualifying for the Lite Series drivers here today to set the starting lineup that will ultimately determine the three remaining drivers that will make their way into this season's Final Four to compete for the championship next week at Michigan. It's the first time in Lite Series history that we have ever had a playoff system. Last year, it was the classic point system. This season, we ended up having what was supposed to be 8 drivers advancing into the next round. We had 9 drivers do so. At the conclusion of tomorrow afternoon's race here from Rockingham, we will have only 4. And we've already determined one of those drivers that is advancing into the championship 4 at Michigan next week. 3 drivers still to be determined, as last week at Daytona International Speedway, the high banks of the World Center of Racing, it was Eli Bright going to victory lane for the first time in his career. A big, big win for him, because that now puts him worry-free of whatever happens here tomorrow afternoon at Rockingham. He knows he will still be moving on to Michigan to fight for this season's title. For the rest of the drivers that are playoff contenders, it's going to be tight. It's going to be really, really tight, because right now, the way that it looks around the cut line, no driver is safe above it, and no driver is mathematically eliminated from getting above it at the conclusion of tomorrow. We're looking at Roberto Crown Jr. He comes into this race 9th of the 9 playoff drivers. However, he's only 12 points below the cut line. He could easily make that up here tomorrow. 2-time winner on the season, and bear in mind as well, if Roberto Crown Jr. or any of the drivers that I mentioned during the course of this qualifying session, if they end up going to victory lane tomorrow, guess what? They leapfrog anybody ahead of them. They're automatically locked in, and that will shift the cut line down in the standings. Start seeing speeds cycling on the ticker there, as we'll be looking through at our playoff contenders not yet locked into the Final Four. Cam Wright Jr. coming into this race 2nd in overall standings. He is only 6 points to the good, though, above the cut line. So he currently will be able to play defense here tomorrow, but he's not safe. They got to put together a good run here. The only 3-time winner on the season, but one of the strongest cars here in Season 2. Can he get it done to be able to advance? Juan Garcia comes into this race in an interesting situation. He and Skylar Taylor are currently tied in points. What are they tied for? 4th in the standings. So Juan Garcia, multi-time winner on the year, would like to break ahead there of Skylar Taylor and be the sole possessor of 4th in the standings, or he'd love to jump to 3rd or 2nd in points at the conclusion. Maybe most importantly, he'd love to win his way into the Final Four. Join Cam Wright Jr. as a 3-time winner. Colin Grace, right now fastest on the board at a 26.481, and this is a track where track position is important, so good flying lap so far for the Exalta Toyota Supra out of Haas Racing. Colin did not have a good run last week at Daytona at all. Dropped 5 spots in the standings from points leader to 6th. However, only 1 point below the cut line. We've got 4 drivers in points, including the 2 drivers that are tied for the 4th in standings that are separated by 1 point. As Colin Grace is coming to pit road here. Kyle Langland in the 26 comes into this race just above the cut line, 3rd in the standings, but only by 4 points. Much like Cam Wright Jr. Able to play defense here tomorrow if it comes down to strategy, but needs to put together a solid, complete race. Right now, 9th on the board for Kyle Langland, so some decent starting track position if he's able to maintain. Cody Majorek, on the other hand, 20th fastest right now with a 26.763. Majorek coming into this race 8th in points, another driver that struggled mightily last week at Daytona. However, 2 points below the cut line. It's crazy how close the cut line drivers are right now. 5 drivers, 2-point separation. There is Skylar Taylor. Skylar with some decent numbers at Daytona, the win, and then, what was it, an 11th place finish, I think, last week? In our second return to that racetrack. Because of that, Skylar jumped up 4 spots in standings from 8th to 4th, but is tied with Juan Garcia as the cut line driver. Right now, 18th on the board for the Costco Mazda. And there is Eli Bright. Imagine the weight off of his shoulders coming into this race. He doesn't have to worry about points. He can go out there and be aggressive, try and win, get himself in the mindset for next week at Michigan, where he will fight for the championship and a potential chartered ride in the Cup Series next season. Do have one more driver we need to find here to document. And I have yet to see the car on track. There it is. It's on pit road. That's Aubrey Powell. 14th on the board right now for the Interstate Batteries Toyota. Aubrey coming into this race 7th in points and is tied with teammate Colin Grace for 5th in the standings, which means only 1 point below the cut line. Those are the 6 drivers that are still, the 7 drivers that are still fighting for 3 spots here tomorrow afternoon. 3 minutes left on the clock. We're checking into Wes McCoy in the number 8 Toyota Camry. Haas Racing's brought some pretty good speed here with their race cars, it appears. Wes McCoy looking for still his first pole of his career, 26.233 right now, the lap time to beat. Just behind him at a 26.274 is Juan Garcia, who would be in line to be the highest starting of the playoff contenders here tomorrow afternoon. Dave Smith's Chevrolet sits 3rd, Ralph Mason's Mazda in 4th, and Mike Tellier is currently the fastest Ford at Rockingham, sitting in 5th. Daniel Voiles there on the inside, getting some more track experience in preparation for tomorrow. He's already locked into the Final Four after his victory in the Cup Series at Boston. Some other Cup Series drivers in the field here this weekend as well. The interlopers, we like to call them there. Sarah Fogelman doing the driving duties in the All-Star car out of Trackhouse Racing this week and be making her 10th start. on the season. Jack Mitchell fighting for a playoff spot on the Cup Series side. He's going to be in the field here tomorrow afternoon. And there is the other one. That's Eric Sadler doing the driving duties in the Bishop Family Racing All-Star car this week in the 16. I believe Dylan Young is the driver slated to pilot that race car in the finale next week at Michigan. Less than a minute remaining. Doesn't look like anybody's running any lap times anywhere close to that 26.2 that Wes McCoy put down. Big reason for that is on the long run, Rockingham is a tire shredder. So that is why this racetrack is where it is on the schedule, because you kind of have all the different aspects here on the Lite Series side. You've got your typical 1.5 miles at Arizona. You then have the high banks, the wild card racetrack of Daytona. This is a driver's racetrack. Got to preserve those tires, specifically that right front tire, that right rear tire. The longer the run goes on, car gets snappy loose off of turn 4 when you try and get back to the throttle when you're very lengthy into a run. And we may very well end up seeing as well that pit road that we've seen drivers diving onto here. That could play a huge factor as well. The potential undercut strategy in tomorrow's race could pay dividends in terms of track position. And if you're a playoff driver, you've got to weigh the pros and cons of that. Do you try the undercut strategy, maybe gain track position if everyone cycles around? Also remembering that you're running the risk that if a caution comes out, you're going to more than likely lose at least 1, maybe 2 laps. It's the ultimate risk reward. It's a tough racetrack, which is why Eli Bright has got to be so grateful that he doesn't have to worry about whatever the fallout of this race is going to be. He knows he'll still be in the championship hunt next week. Red flag is out, zeros on the clock. Nobody is going to get Wes McCoy for this pole. He's going to get his first pole of the season, first pole of his career, as he will be leading us to green here tomorrow afternoon. He'll be joined by Juan Garcia, who will start in second. Garcia came into this one tied with Skylar Taylor for that cut line, 4th in the standings positioning. Track position, as I said, very, very important at a venue like Rockingham. He has got it. Dave Smith, Jordan Anderson, late jump there into the top 5. And Ralph Mason is going to complete said top 5 there. Roberto Crown Jr. moved up to 6th. Mike Tellier will be 7th. 8th for Craig Batson. 9th is Colin Grace, and Jack Mitchell's going to complete the top 10. So 3 playoff drivers that are not yet locked into the Final 4 will start up inside of the top 10. Let's find the rest of the playoff drivers. Where are they going to start tomorrow afternoon's race? Kyle Langland will start the highest of those outside of the top 10 in 15th place. Aubrey Powell will be in 19th. Cody Majorek, 21st. Deep in the field for Skylar Taylor, as he will be 25th. Eli Bright, 27th, but he's already locked into the Final 4. And Cam Wright Jr., 3-time winner on the season, is going to start this race shotgun, dead last. That will be an interesting narrative to follow here tomorrow afternoon. But congratulations to Wes McCoy as he captures his first pole of the season. He will look for that to translate into his second win on the season, as he previously won in the Bluegrass State at Kentucky. Hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session. If you did, be sure to give this a like. Subscribe, part of the crew today. We showed your starting lineup for tomorrow afternoon's race here from Rockingham. That will go green at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 1 o'clock tomorrow, we've got the Cup Series drivers on track as they will get ready for their qualifying session, and we'll see them determining the Final 4 for Michigan on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you all for tuning in to this event. Whenever we see you next, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.
following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.